Thanks for clicking on Just Beast Fitness. I'm your trainer Jasper Bravo, and today we are training our arms. As you always know, this is the time for us to have bigger arms, and we always know that there's nothing as good as a man with the huge arms. In fact, there's never anything as having arms which are too big. That's why this workout is going to help you get bigger arms. For those who have skinny arms, this is a video for you. For those who already have big arms, this is just another video for you to just get bigger arms, because we can never get enough of big arms. And this is going to be quite a short workout. So this is a workout that is going to give you an awesome pump even if you're short of time. And number two, it's going to be a workout that is full, that is going to hit your biceps and triceps from all the angles. That is from the stretch, from the contraction part, even from the eccentric part. The same as the triceps, you're going to hit the long, the short, and the mid head in this single workout. So if you're somebody who has been working on their arms, but it seems not to be growing, and you've been eating all right, then the problem could be just not training right. So with this workout, we're also going to show you the number of sets, the number of reps, the techniques, because sometimes it is the technique that is just off. You could be doing very heavy weights with very awesome number of reps, but now the technique is off, and that one will make you not get everything that you could from your workout. So as always, you start your workout with warm-ups, and we start with the close grip push-up, which we then superset with another close grip reverse grip chin-ups. And we do this one after another without any rest, just to make sure that we send as much signal and oxygen into those areas, just to allow the body to get ready for the torture that is just coming right now. And we are beginning the first tricep workout is going to be overhead extension, but now with a bar. And this one is a killer workout by there for somebody who wants that long head of their triceps to grow. That part of the triceps that is from outside of your elbow all the way down to your shoulders. It's a very long muscle, and that's why it needs a arm stretched up for it to get fully activated, unlike other heads of the triceps that you can do when your arm is down or beside your body. On this one long head, the only way you can hit it is by lifting your arm up. Then you superset it with a bicep workout. So the trick for this workout is it saves on time, and you still rest. You still have enough rest in between your sets. And how do you do that? That is when the triceps are resting, the biceps are working, and that one we are killing two birds with the same stone at the same time. So the inclined barbell curls, we're using super lightweight. This is just 7.5 kilograms, and as you can see, we are stretching the muscle all the way down. I usually see some people doing this workout and they leave the curl halfway, and then if you do that, then I wonder why you have to do it inclined, because the reason for doing this workout inclined is so that the bottom part of the movement that is not usually so much activated when you are standing, you get to activate it lying down, because at least gravity now starts hitting the biceps from the lower part. Because when you just train your biceps standing up, the gravity starts working at about 90 degrees of the curl, which means the lower part of the movement just goes like that, and that's not what we want. And another thing also, when you're doing this workout, just get to failure, by the way. Don't fear the pain, because of course the pain is going to be there, it's inevitable. But for how long are you going to be running away from the pain, that anytime you do a certain workout, when you get to a painful part, you stop? For how long are you going to do that? I'd rather you just face the painful part so that you become better, you see. Because if you don't face the pain will always control you. Now going to the second set of the overhead extension, and as you can notice right now, we decided to reduce the weight just to allow us to go for the high reps, because today is for high rep day. Then number two, I started feeling a little bit of discomfort on my joints, that is on my elbow, and that one wasn't something that I wanted, because just starting my tricep workout, my biggest enemy right now is having an injury with my elbows, because as long as your elbows have an issue, you'll never be able to train your triceps to the max. In fact, that's another advice for anybody who wants to build a big tricep. Make sure that you always keep your elbows safe, because the day you'll have an elbow issue, that's the day you'll stop having big triceps, because you won't be able to train them as well as you could. So that one is the second set for that, and we're going to the second set for the extension, that is the dumbbell curls but the inclined. And as you can see, we are stretching the weight all the way down and all the way up, and even the movement downward, which is the eccentrics, are as controlled as the concentrics. And down there also we spend a little bit of microsecond before we come up, just to allow that muscle to feel that stretch, and that is the right form you need. And that, as you can see also, we are not jacking the weight around. I see some people do that. You're lying on the bench, and then on the bottom part, that is the most difficult part of the movement, you're jacking it up, and that one could, of course, it's good for ego lifting. It can make the next person next to you see how strong you can be, but your muscles really won't show how strong you are. Your muscles won't respond to that. In fact, you run a chance of getting injured just doing that. So to just keep safe and to grow a muscle that you want to grow and and have better performance, always control your movements. Now we go to the next tricep workout, which is one of my most favorite, and this one now hits your mid and the short head of your triceps. And this one is a very awesome workout, especially if you control it and if you have elbow issues, because it has very minimum strain on your elbows, and it helps you with very high tension, especially on the bottom. Then number 3, since it's on the cable machine always, it means the tension on the muscle is there throughout the movement, because you're not fighting gravity directly. And so you can even see when I do this workout, you can see how the tricep is really responding so well. That one just shows you how good this workout is. It's always a very awesome workout. And if you don't do this workout, I don't see anybody do this workout at my gym, by the way. I also just discovered it just the other day, but I thank the gods for the day I discovered this, because I can promise you that it is an awesome workout. It will help you build very big triceps, and you make sure you balance the arms. And always these workouts that allows you to do one arm at a time are also advisable, just to allow you to have symmetry and balance in both of the arms. Now the next workout for the biceps is going to be preacher curls. It's been a while since I did this workout, especially with the bar. I normally do it most of the time with the dumbbells, because the dumbbells always just hit it better. But right now, because it doesn't hurt always to try something that you've not done for a while, I just decided to do it today, just to just remind my muscles. And of course, it's always better to hit the muscle from different angles, just to allow it to be surprised and to grow, because it's that surprise that makes the muscle grow. So on this one, I'm aiming for at least 15-20 reps, that is. And because, as you know, we are going for the high reps today, and already I'm feeling some pump. Already I'm feeling fatigue on my arms, but we have to complete the workout as always. We have to do all the sets and all the reps as we planned. And as always, every set has to be to failure. Those people who say that they do hit, that is, they do some sets without getting to failure, then the last set is to failure, that is for them, man. For me, I go to failure every set, and I don't give a fuck. Then we got the next set, the second set for the one arm tricep extension. And also, as I told you, here we are not loading the weight so much, because we are aiming for those high reps. And yeah, another thing I wanted to let you know about training arms is that arms, if you really want them to grow, that is, if your arms are the part that is lagging behind, I will advise you to increase the number of days you train them, So which means if you're training your arms twice in a week, you can try doing it 3 times in a week, and be patient for about 2 to 3 months. Then you see if you are seeing any progress, and if any progress, that is, you find out if you are getting stronger in the movements, and is the arm getting bigger. If that's not happening, of course, you can always switch. But personally, this one is working for me. I see my triceps popping more, and my biceps are becoming more defined by the day, and that is what matters. However slow it is, it makes sense to me. And those guys, and some of you are just not patient. You want to build a body really fast, and that even pushes you guys sometimes to using steroids or whatever. And yeah, you can go that way, of course, if you're ready for the consequences, that is the side effects. And we know that also the steroids are not the steroid side effects are not universal, which means that some people will get the side effects and some will not. So you never know if somebody else is using them and they're good. That doesn't guarantee that you'll be good too. There's some people who are just more reactive to them. Personally, I don't know if I will be reactive to them, or if I'll be good, or if I'll have no side effects. But that's just an experiment I don't want to do. That's not something I want to find out, I'm not ready to do that. So if that's something that you want to do and you're okay with it, it's okay. This is the second workout, by the way, the second set for this third bicep workout. And as you can see, we are really controlling the movement throughout this, and that is just for the sake of making sure that you build the muscles. If you don't control the movement, you are training your joints, and you don't come here to train your joints. We are training the muscles. We want them to be stronger, we want them to be more mature, we want them to pop more, and above all to be stronger and look good, you see. So, and as you can notice, and also if you want to grow your arms, don't forget about the diet. Of course, we know that proteins are the building blocks for the muscles, so you need to eat more of them. Now the next workout is going to be a tricep workout, and this one is a close grip press. This one is a very good workout, by the way, also for the short and the mid end, the mid head of the triceps. So also it's a workout that always allows you to load so much weight. That's why people love starting with it. Personally, I like stop ending with it, because I don't need to load it so much for me to get to failure. Because the more the weight you lift, sometimes the higher the chances of you getting injured. As always, just to avoid that, I just reduce the weight and do it when tired, and I still get the same benefit. Do you just see what I just did there? It's called being smart. You don't just need to go all hard all the time. Sometimes smart helps, and you can find that you are two people with the same facilities but having different results because of the type of the mentality you have. Now the next bicep workout is going to be the hammer curls. This is a very awesome workout, especially for the outside part of the biceps, and that's why I usually like finishing also with it, because that part of biceps helps you to have that wide biceps. If you just have one grip and you just do the same movements without changing the grips and even changing the position of your arms, you notice that your biceps will not be as full as you will want. So it's always good to hit it from different grips and different angles, and when you do it using these hammer curls, this is best for having that wide biceps that you're looking for. And when you notice that one of the tricks of me getting as close as possible to failure is that I'm doing both of the dumbbells at the same time all the way to failure. Then I start doing them one alternative after the other. That is just to allow me to get everything out of the tank. Then I rest for a few seconds. Then you go to the second set of the close grip bench press, and right now we're not adding any weights because we noticed the first set was good enough. Another good thing with the close grip is that it helps you by there also with your chest. So if you want a big chest, I don't know who doesn't, you'll always get that also doing the close grip bench, but you have to feel it more on your tricep than your chest. If you notice that you're feeling it more on your chest, then it means you're not doing it right. Either you're over engaging your chest, or number two, you're flaring your elbows so wide, and that one transfers most of the tension towards your shoulders and the chest. So if you really want to hit them well, you try to make your elbows as close as possible to your body. That is, try to make them touch your rib cage. Another way of getting to failure also is doing these Mayo reps. That is, in between the sets, when you feel like you've gotten close enough to failure, you can always rest for 10 to 20 seconds. Then you continue, and you'll not be fully recovered, but at least you'll be able to hit it again to just steal a little bit of extra reps there. Now going to the next set of the hammer curls, and we are still aiming for the high reps. And as you remember, as I told you, this workout is aiming for the outer part of the biceps, just to allow it to be wider, you see. And I also go to failure with this workout. By the way, I'm just using 15 kilograms. It's not lightweight for most people, but it's also not heavy for some people. So After getting to the failure, now I do alternating reps just to allow me to get everything that I could be having in that muscle, just to make sure that it gets to complete failure. And that one is the end of the workout, so if you want to click out you can, but for those who want to stick around to check the pump, this is your time. And this is how it looks. You see how that tricep, how it feels like it wants to get out of my skin? That is because of the awesome pump that we just had. Just look at that. Look at the biceps. See, are you not loving that? Guys, did you notice that I got better at spreading my lats? Did you notice that? And I love that, by the way. I didn't know. I've been doing this wrong for the past 3 months, and right now I just got it right. And I just think it's wise for me to praise myself for doing that successfully. You see, it's been a real journey, by the way, doing all this posing after every workout, by the way, before and after, just to make sure that I get good at them and to show my physique the best way possible, because we work so hard to build this body, not to display it as good as it should be. So if you also want to have such a body or a better one, just keep working out, just keep checking your diet, by the way. Don't compare yourself to other people, because you never know, your 10th step could be somebody else's 20th step. So if you compare yourself with somebody else's 20th step when you're still on your 10th, that is a fool's errand, by the way. So don't try to compare yourself to anybody. Just compare yourself to where you are coming from and where you want to go to. And of course, don't measure anything else. Don't measure the size of the muscle. Don't really measure how skinny you're becoming or how shredded you're becoming, but rather measure what you're doing, because you have control over that. If you're consistent with your workout, you can measure that. You can always tell yourself, last month I was so consistent with my workout and I want the same to repeat itself this year. And you can do the same also with your diet. So if you loved the video, you can like it, and if you subscribed, let me see you in the next one.